Dalam Selamat Pagi Malaysia dan seterusnya. Saya rasa program pagi ini banyak pengisian sukannya.
Betul. Dan tapi kali ini dia lebih istimewa sebab atletnya sangat-sangatlah muda. Terence, saya rasa diri ni berumur sangat.
Ya.
Okey.
Dan kita akan perkenalkan mereka kepada anda. Pertama sekali kita perkenalkan Cik Andy Foo yang merupakan Ketua Pegawai Eksekutif Adventure Global. Terima kasih kerana bersama kami. Dan dua tetamu jemputan dari Australia.
Betul.
Yang kita bawakan dua atlet ni yang
Michelle Wijaya.
Ya.
Or Michi, right? And Gabriel Wijaya. Gabby.
Yeah.
Welcome. How are you?
Good.
Wow. Yeah. Well, let's get started. Kita mulakan dengan bertanya kepada Andy tentang penganjuran Trathon yang bakal dijayakan. Cara kandungannya berenang sejauh berapa kilometer? 2 kilometer?
2 kilometer.
2 kilometers.
2 kilometer.
Berbasikal 90 kilometer.
90 kilometer.
Berlari sejauh 21 kilometer.
Boy.
Jangan dengar dah pingsan dah.
Okay, Andy.
Ceritakan sedikit tentang Trathon ni.
Okay, thanks for having us today, this morning. The 113 is actually a combination of distance. So I'll just let you know first in case a lot of people ask us what does 113 stand for.
Right.
So it's 2 kilometers of swim, and then they will cycle for 90 kilometers.
That's 92.
And then they will run for 21, which is a half marathon. So if you combine all these three, it's 113. Yeah. And all this is done within 4 or 5 hours. The elites will do it within 4 to 4.5. And then the regular guys like maybe you and me, right, will probably do it within 6 to 7 hours.
I don't think I can finish.
You never know, okay?
Yeah.
Never know.
Man.
We're still open for registration.
It's the 2 kilometer swim that I'm always worried about in that equation. So Gabby and Michi, they're doing a different version of the triathlon?
So they're doing the junior version or the mini version, what we call it, whereby they will swim 300 meters and then they will cycle for 10 kilometers. And then they'll run for another 2 kilometers. So for us, it may sound quite easy, but I think for them, 9 and 10 years old, right? I think
they will still beat me. If I were to compete in that same category. Jadi dua kategori yang berbeza untuk yang dewasa dan yang sudah pun mempunyai pengalaman. Ada jarak yang lebih jauh, 2 km renang, 90 km berbasikal dan 21 km berlari. Tapi untuk mereka lebih senang sedikit lah.
But for us, it's not that easy lah.
For us, because we are untrained athletes. Athletes in the making.
Okay.
So tell us, how young did you get started with triathlon?
We started last year.
Last year?
Yeah.
Okay.
Our first triathlon was a meta sprint.
How do you find it? Do you love it? You enjoyed it?
It's quite relaxing.
Relaxing? Wow, kids do completely mind-boggling things to relax these days. Your life must be really stressful.
Who trained you guys? Your parents, maybe?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Why do you feel, the need to participate in a triathlon?
It's fun.
It's fun, all right?
Wow.
Gives you motivation.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Is there anything that worries you, at this age, when you have an open water swim? Does it not scare you?
For the swimming, sometimes I'm scared I'm gonna drown.
Right, yeah.
But after you finish the race, you feel good, right?
We have that in common. The open water swim is what gets to me.
I think the difference is in the open water, everything is pitch black.
Right.
So you can't see anything. Although we've got like big size boys. No, but safety is always our number one priority. That's what I'm getting at. So we make sure there's enough kayakers, there's enough safety boats, enough lifeguards, even a diver. So when you go into the water, you know that you're secure. Whereas if you're swimming in a swimming pool where a lot of people come from, you just go up and down.
Yes,
and you see the blue lane underneath.
Yeah, you can actually see where you're going. Kepada anda yang ingin mencuba, ini bukan suatu aktiviti yang mudah, yang diambil mudah oleh pihak penganjur dan segala tata cara keselamatan telah pun disediakan. Menurut Andy, ketika berenang dalam laut terbuka, anda tidak boleh nampak jarak yang terpaksa diharungi, dan ini di mana pihak penganjur akan memastikan bahawa keselamatan para perenang akan sentiasa terjamin. Dan untuk mereka berdua kedua ni pula mereka berkata bahawa bila mereka mula berenang adalah disebabkan mereka berasa seronok, berasa tenang ketika mengarungi triathlon.
Definition fun diorang lain dengan kita zaman kecil dulu kan.
Sekali. Zaman kita main rounders.
Saya batu serempan.
Bola sepak.
Perempuan sikit. Maybe Andy boleh share sikit why Desaru. Kenapa you pilih Desaru sendiri?
Okay, so Desaru has always been a hunting ground for a lot of people. I myself came from a triathlon background, so I can tell you that. A lot of foreigners also come to Desaru, Malaysia, just to race, to prepare for other bigger races.
I see.
The swimming there, I mean the ocean there is fantastic, although it's pitch black. But the calmness of the sea is relatively good. Yeah, not the most calm one, but it's rough enough to practice. When you go for cycling, right, you get no traffic lights at all. So that's something that a lot of cyclists look forward to, right? You don't have to cycle, stop, cycle, stop. So that's the big difference. And for the run, you get all sorts of terrain. You get the slopey ones, you get the fast and furious kinds, and you also get the trail runnings. You know, and the weather there somehow it really copies a lot of weathers around the world. There are a lot of bigger competitions like Hawaii, for instance. So it's very hot, very humid. A lot of foreigners fly in. I'll just give you an example, like the event that we're having. We've got about a good 45% of foreigners who come in. They're from 35 countries.
Right.
So a lot of them, they may reside within Asia, but for good reasons. I mean, for work, or maybe they're just practicing for a bigger race.
Right. So how many triathletes are at your age category? How many do you know? Obviously, you're not the only two out there, right?
Yeah.
It's got to be more than just the two of you. So how many do you reckon are in your age group?
Maybe 20, 30.
20?
Yeah,
20, 30. Wow.
Still a small group. Still a small group.
Same age or?
Same age.
Same age, wow.
Lebih kurang 20 atlet dalam kategori mereka ni. Tetapi untuk penyertaan pula terbuka kepada semua, tapi 45% merupakan penyertaan daripada luar negara. Tahniah kita ucapkan kepada pihak penganjur. Take us through the process of a triathlon. It starts with the open water swim, I reckon.
Yeah. So, of course, the first thing you do is you register for the event, right? So in terms of our event, you can register for it at 113triathlon.com.
Okay.
Registration was closed last week, but we're actually still getting a lot of inquiries to register now. So we're having a waiting list. So if you're still keen on it, you can put you on a waiting list. That's the first step. After you register for a race, then you train.
Okay.
A lot of people do that. So instead of training first and register first, they register for a race, they aim for the A race, and then they train. So first you start off by putting in your shoes, your expensive bicycles, and these bicycles, mind you, can range anywhere within 5,000 ringgit to 50,000 ringgit.
Wow.
Yeah, so they will park their bicycles in the morning and set up, and they start as early as 5. So they put their bicycle, shoes and whatnot in the transition area, and then they prepare, pray, get ready for the swim start. Swim start normally will be at 7 a.m. Yeah. Then you flag off, and after that, after the swim, they will go towards the bicycle to change to their cycling gear. And then they will cycle for 90 kilometers or so, and then change back again to their running gear. And then they will go ahead and run. So all this thing, like I said, will finish anywhere between 4 hours to 8 hours. Yeah, and for the kids, it may be as fast as 15 minutes or 20 minutes. Yeah, so I think these guys take about, what, 15 minutes or under, tops.
I like that you put pray in there, because that's all I would be doing throughout the race.
Did you provide any training for them or no?
I myself am a trainer, right? Specifically a swim trainer. So I train a lot of triathletes, a lot of swimmers as well. I'll just give you an example. I've trained this lady who doesn't know how to swim, or who has done maybe just 3-4 strokes, not laps, 3-4 strokes, right? And she has to stop.
Okay.
Wow.
But her goal was to do the 113.
Oh, wow.
So it took me a couple of months to do it, but eventually she did it. Yeah, so anybody can do it. But my suggestion, of course, for those out there is get a trainer or get a mentor, maybe somebody much senior but with lots of experience, so that you get the proper footwork.
All right.
Yeah.
So for the two of you, what kind of message would you like to send to kids out there watching right now thinking, wow, I can do this?
You don't lose until you give up.
Wow.
Nice motto.
Nice. So you can see the psyche of a triathlete already
Yeah.
like out there. It's
What about
completely
you?
woke.
What about you, Gabby?
Don't give up. Try your best, even though you don't win. Even if you don't win, at least you finish.
Yes.
At least you
Good
finish.
one. At
That's
least
the
you
most
finish,
important
Terence.
thing.
Okey. Tadi kita lihat dekat skrin kalau nak menyertai boleh
Yeah.
dapatkan di Facebook.
Tapi masih dalam waiting list sebab sudah tutup penyertaan setakat ini. Anda akan tersenarai di dalam waiting list, tapi keputusan tentang sama ada anda dapat menyertai ataupun tidak akan dimaklumkan oleh pihak penganjur. Dan selepas itu baru anda mula untuk berlatih. So when is the exact race date?
The race is on 6 and 7 of July this year. Normally it's earlier part, but because of the Puasa break, we pushed everything back. It's happening 6th of July at Malaysia-Desaru Beach Resort. So that's where we will start the race and end the race there.
All right. No, a lot of time to prepare though.
Yeah, and these guys, they will just swim within the resort area. That's the sea. And then they will cycle towards Sedeli Kecil, up north. And then they'll start running towards Desaru coast area, whereby there's a big water park, theme park.
All right.
Okay, right.
So there's a cool finish for you.
Thank you,
Water park and all
Jane,
that. Thank you so much for
Andy,
joining us.
and Gabby and Michelle.
Thank you very much.
So good luck on your race.
Thank you very much.
And itulah dia cabaran yang saya sendiri tak terfikir untuk harungi. 8 jam. Saya tak tahulah boleh habis ataupun tidak.
Baru nak register, nasib baik.
Register. Tak
Okey,
sempat.
kita akan berehat seketika.
Kita akan berehat seketika dan sekembali nanti kita akan bawakan